So this is called Ustuwana al-Wufud, where the Prophet ﷺ used to receive the delegations when they used to come to Medina. And this is basically where he used to teach them the deen. This one here is called Ustuwana al-Hirasa. This is where the Sahaba used to provide security for the Prophet ﷺ. The next one is Ustuwana al-Sarir. This is where the Prophet ﷺ used to basically make i'tikaf during Ramadan. This one here is Ustuwana Abi Lubaba. This is where the Sahabi made his tawbah and tied himself to the pillar and said, until my tawbah is not accepted, I will not move from here. So he tied himself here. When his tawbah was accepted, the Sahaba tried to untie him, and he said, I will only move if the Prophet of Allah unties me. And it's a good place to basically make your tawbah, renew your commitment, and ask Allah Rabbul Izzah for forgiveness. Now, this one here is Ustuwana Aisha. She used to say that if people knew the virtue and the significance of this place, they would actually cast lots with one another to pray here. This is Ustuwana al-Hannana, the weeping pillar. Once upon a time, there was a tree here. The Prophet of Allah ﷺ used to lean against this tree and deliver his sermons. Later on, the people of Medina built a mimbar for him. And whilst delivering his sermon one day, the people in the masjid heard the weeping of the tree. The Prophet of Allah explained, and this is because of the separation of the tree from the Prophet of Allah, as it no longer enjoyed the company of the Prophet ﷺ. So the Prophet of Allah descended and consoled the tree. And therefore, this is known as the weeping pillar. This is the mihrab of the Prophet ﷺ, where he used to lead the Sahaba in Salah. Mihrab al-Nabi. This is the mimbar of the Prophet ﷺ. So this is now the Adhan platform where the Muaddin calls out the Adhan. You can see those mics beautifully positioned there. And then there's one more pillar known as the pillar of Jibreel al-Amin. It is on the left hand side of the masjid. It's in the cordoned off area. It's not accessible to the public. Basically, this is where the Prophet ﷺ used to meet Jibreel al-Amin when he would come down. So these are the pillars of significance when you are in Riyadul Jannah. The most important and notable of all is the pillar of Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, because of the virtue reported in the hadith. So when you are there, you should try and perform salah there if possible. Likewise, the Prophet ﷺ has said that Ma bayna bayti wa mimbari rawdatun min riyadul jannah. The area between my house and my mimbar is from the gardens of Jannah. Subhanallah. And the Prophet of Allah has also said that below my mimbar is my pond, the famous pond of the Prophet ﷺ. And whilst you're in Riyadul Jannah, you utilize your time to make dua, to pour your heart out, to make dua for yourself, your family, and the entire ummah of the Prophet ﷺ. And you ask Allah Rabbul Izzah to bless you with Jannah in this world and the year after. Ameen.